I feel like everyone at one point in their life has tried to lose weight. Now, a lot of people wait to lose weight on January 1st. And it's common knowledge where a lot of people, you'll see a lot of people that give up 3 weeks in now. And then the cycle continues every year. Now, why can't those people lose weight? Well, that is possibly due to perseverance. Now, what is perseverance? Perseverance is the persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving the process. Now, for those people who want to lose weight, I know it can be hard because you have to restrict yourself. It's hard. You just want to eat some of your favorite foods, but you have to persevere through it. Now, we know perseverance is one of the most important qualities someone can have in their life. It could change their life from something so little to something as big as being one of the richest people in the world, because we all got to go through trials and tribulations. But you need to not give up and have perseverance, or see change in your lives, or change the lives of many, possibly, as we see later. First off, perseverance can change the view of yourself. It is easy to let the crowd identify you of who you are. Well, when you have perseverance, you work better on yourself to doubt those haters who define you as a person, because that is should not how it be. It's because kids get bullied all the time, and they tend to just fall under a shell and not want to better themselves and just accept for who as society has defined them as. Well, if you look at, so should you let someone else define who you are? No. In the story, The Proudest Blue, a story of hijab and family, this girl Asia was receiving a lot of bullying for her job, and it was hard on her sister. And she couldn't stop wearing her hijab, but instead she was reminded that it does not matter what her fellow classmates think. She knows that the hijab represents her sister's pride. So perseverance can change the view of yourself. Moving on, perseverance changes the outcomes for future generations. We know a lot about how history of America, and slavery, and women's right, and a whole bunch of other things where America was in front place, and it took a lot for society to change. If you look at icons like Martin Luther King and Frederick Douglass, they dealt with a lot of conflicts like racism and segregation. Now, they could have easily gave up and just accepted that things are not going to change. No, they kept pushing and persevered through the tough times, and that made changes to the society by helping black people free to get free from themselves. And so, if you look at history now, we see black people striving and changes happening every day. Where now we don't live in those times where we're segregated between black people and white people. We go to the same school, shop at the same stores, eat at the same restaurants. That's because of the perseverance of icons who are brave enough to demand change in society. And just like in the book Hidden Figures, the true story of four black women in the space race by Margot Lee Shetterly, were four African American women mathematicians at NASA who overcame discrimination and social barriers to play critical roles in the space race. Through the challenges, they persevered and were part of the first and subsequent U.S. crewed space flights. So they persevered by, even though they were racially discriminated because they were black, they still pushed through and were helping NASA with the space flights. And that inspired a lot of African Americans, and made changes to history for future generations. The people's quest for education helped to chip away at a racial caste system that stifled the academic pursuits of generations of African Americans. Moving on now, does perseverance lead to you achieving goals? Yes. I stated before in my introduction about people losing weight, you gotta persevere because it's gonna be hard. if you don't and give up, you're gonna start back right where you started, and that's tough to see. And you feel like you're never gonna be able to achieve what you want. But the perseverance helps you achieve your goals and changing the way you view yourself. If you look at it, for example, with people with big goals, some of the richest people came from nothing, like Jeff Bezos, who started Amazon out of a garage. In order for him to get where he was at, he faced a lot of challenges, but persevered through them. He was probably broke, hard to start up the business, but not a lot of money. But even then, now as we sit here today, he's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. So if you want to better yourself into better situations, you have to persevere through the challenges that are bound to come. Just like in the story Dreamers, where two immigrants, a mom and a son, come to the United States not knowing any English, but the mom perseveres by learning how to read and write in English, leading them to achieve the dreams they always wished for, which was living in a better environment in America. So it was hard at first, like coming to a whole new country, not knowing any language. They could easily try to go back, but no, they had to figure out a way to stay here and adapt to this new environment. And so they did. So you gotta persevere to see changes in your life. As you can see, perseverance is an important quality that everyone should have. If you don't have perseverance, you will never see changes in your life, because in order to see change, you need to overcome hard challenges. Because we all know that life gets hard. It's what you do with those hard moments and how you better yourself from the hard moments. And better yourself from the hard moments, you know what you need: perseverance. I want you all to think of a goal that you currently have and ask yourself what it is that is stopping you from achieving it. The answer should be nothing, because you can overcome any challenge through perseverance, as you can see in these children books. For example, you would think that without perseverance, the four black women who were on NASA could have helped NASA with their first flight. No, they persevered through the racism. You think about for Dreamers were two immigrants not knowing anything about America. You think if they didn't persevere, they will still be in the position they were? No. Or just like in the first book, The Proud is Blue, you think that the Aiza would still be wearing her hijab if she didn't have perseverance? No, she persevered through the bullying and didn't let it define her. So walk away with this: if you want to see changes in your life, you must persevere. Everyone should have perseverance. Thank you for listening.